Hello, a very good morning, students. Myself, Rajat Chaudhary, PGT Physics teacher at PM Public School. So, today our discussion topic will be heating application of heating effect of current. We have seen that when electric current flow through a circuit or through a device or through a resistance, then it produces heat that is equal to I square R into T, where I is the amount of current, R is the resistance of the appliances, and T is the time for which the current is flowing. Based on this heating effect, there are some applications. That is, some devices use the heating effect of current. Right? For example, if we see the electric bulb, what does the electric bulb do? It gives us the light. It is based on the heating effect of current. Right? So how is it? If we see at the bulb, inside there is a filament used of tungsten. When electric current, and there is a glass chamber that closes the filament and closes the filament. When electric current passes through this filament, that is tungsten, then heat will be produced, and due to this heat, tungsten will glow. Thus we get the light. Right? We use tungsten only because its melting point is very high. That is 3380 degrees Celsius. Right? Also, its resistivity is high. Means approximately this resistivity is high and also melting point is high. So, in this way, through the heating effect of current, the bulb glow. Right? Second, also inside this tungsten, inside the glass, if there is oxygen, then what will happen? This tungsten will react with the oxygen to form another compound, and hence it will get destroyed very earlier. That is, if there is oxygen in the glass, then it will react tungsten at high temperature with that is your oxygen to form another compound, and thus the tungsten will get damaged or destroyed. That's why inside this glass chamber chemically inactive gases are used, such as nitrogen, argon inside, so that it does not react with oxygen and the life of the filament increases. That is, the life of the bulb will increase. That is inside which gas? That is, nitrogen and argon are used so that filament does not react with the oxygen. Right? Next is your electric heater. Right? In electric heater, you have seen there is a coil. That coil is made of nichrome. Next we see nichrome coil because its resistivity is very high and also its melting point is high. right? So when current will flow, I square R into T, that amount of heat will be produced here, and thus it will provide heat, and we use that heat for different purpose. That is, your electric heater also is based on the principle of heating effect of current, right? Next is your electric iron. Here also you see iron. For example, this is the base of the iron. So inside, when you see, there is a nichrome wire. Here also nichrome wire is used, but it flats. The shape of the nichrome wire is flat, right? Same process, that is when current will flow, heat will be produced in the nichrome wire. And here generally we don't use metal, right? Here, for example, we use nichrome wire is in touch with the mica sheet, and that heat produced in this nichrome wire will be transferred to the mica sheet, and that heat is utilized to press the cloth, right? That is, here we are using nichrome wire, and indirectly or directly you can say that we are using the heating effect of current, right? That is nichrome wire. Nichrome is used because high melting point, high resistivity. Then comes the electric welding. See, if there are two pieces, broken pieces of iron, if we want to join them, then we weld it. We use, that's welding is done to join two pieces of metal. So what will happen? In welding, there is an electrode. That electrode is connected to positive terminal of the battery, and negative is connected to the metal which have to be joined. Two metal pieces. This is metal pieces. Here we need to be joining. Then metal is connected to negative, and positive terminal when it is brought here, then an arc will be produced here, and this arc will melt. That is, it will melt this metal, and just after pressing, that is, it will be joined. That is, here also what is happening, when electricity is produced, arc is produced, and this arc will produce heating, that is heating effect on the metal, and metal will melt, and just they will get joined together. So here also we are using the heating effect of current, right? Next is electric arc furnace, right? Electric arc furnace. For example, this type of bell. See, electric arc furnace are generally used to melt the pieces of steel, right? Or that is pieces of that is we melt iron, right? That is, to melt iron or steel we need large amount of heat. So here there is a furnace. It is a chamber. In the chamber, steel pieces are taken. Then we take graphite rod and it is connected to supply. Right? That is electric supply. And what will happen? Here, When current will pass, arc will produce, and this arc will generate heat, and so these steel pieces will be get converted into molten state. That is, here we melt the steel or iron, that is, just we are taking the help of the heating effect of current. Right? Here heat will produce and it will be molten state, then it is taken for further processing. Right? So these are the uses of heating effect of your current. Right? Let us see some numericals. Question says that here question is given, an electric heater of resistance 10 ohm draw current of 15 ampere from supply main for how many times? That is 2 hours. So they are asking, find the heat developed in the heater and power of the heater. So very simple question, going by the formula. Given I is equal to 15. Right? That is heat developed here will be I square R into T. Sorry, it is square. Right? So it will be 225 into 20. $5,500, that is kilowatt hour. Because heat is what? It is just energy. Right? It is not kilowatt, it is watt hour. Now, if we want to convert, write this energy to joule, then you know that that is 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joule, or 1 watt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 to the power 3 joule. So if you want to write in joule, then you have to multiply by 3.6 . Just multiply by this 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 2, it will be 10 to the power 5, 3.6 into 55, right? That is, it will be your 1.62 into 10 to the power 7 joule. Either you write in joule or watt hour, right? But in sometimes in question they ask express the energy or heat developed in joule. Then you have to remember this relation. Right? Next they are asking power of the heater. So for power, what do you do? I square R is the power, or V into I is the power. That is P equal to I square R. Here you don't need to multiply with time. That is this will be your power consumed, power of the heater. Next question. Means there will be two bulbs, one of 100 watt, other of 20 watt. And they have also given condition, they are connected across same supply voltage. They are asking which will have more resistance. So, see, power of the 100 watt bulb is 100 watt. Let us say supply voltage is V and resistance of the 100 watt is R100. So using this formula, P equal to V square by R equal to R100. Means resistance of the 100 watt bulb is equal to V square by R. Here V square by power is from 100. Similarly, we can write for the second bulb. That is, if we are to write the equation of the second bulb, then R25, that is resistance of the bulb which is of 25 watt is equal to V square, because supply voltage is same for both, but here power is how much? 25. Equation. So now we have to take the ratio, that is R100. See here R100 resistance of 100 watt bulb. R25 is also resistance of 25 watt bulb. Now just put this formula. Here it can be written as V square by 100 and divided by right? That is it will be 1 by 4. See, that is see, the resistance of the 100 watt bulb will be 4 times less than resistance of the 25 watt bulb. That is, the bulb which is having more power, right? The bulb which is having more rating of power will have less resistance, and the bulb whose power rating is less will have more resistance, right? So according to this question, resistance of 25 watt bulb will be 4 times greater, or reverse you can say, that is resistance of 100 watt bulb will be 4 times less than resistance of 25 watt, right?